Melissa Etheridge shot to stardom in the early 90s. She became a genuine rock star, something she had dreamed about since leaving her small hometown in Kansas. She's been in the headlines on many occasions, and not always for positive reasons. This is the tragic real-life story of Melissa Etheridge. 1993's Yes I Am is widely regarded as Melissa Etheridge's coming out album, though that was never her plan. The rocker originally intended to wait until the record was on shelves before she told the wider world her secret. But it didn't pan out that way. She told Colorado Springs Indy, "I decided that when the album came out, I would come out on Arsenio Hall or something. But then I got involved in the Clinton-Gore campaign and got invited to the big gay triangle ball." Etheridge came out at the 1992 event, deciding to just go for it when she got caught up in the moment. She recalled, "I walked up to the microphone and said, 'Hi, I'm real proud to say I'm a lesbian.' It really startled everyone, including me." When Yes I Am dropped the following year, it went down extremely well with her fans, who all of a sudden heard new meaning in her lyrics. The truth, however, is that Etheridge had been majorly hinting at her sexuality in her music from the very beginning. She told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette in 1994, "If you listen to my first album, it's very personal, because I had to say I and you, it became very direct. Even in my first album, there's lines like, 'I've got Delilah in my hair,' and stuff like that was sort of blurry, but it was open to interpretation."
The songs that I wrote that were personal and to the point and about me were the ones that people kept wanting to hear, and I've just stuck with that.
2 years after she came out, Etheridge took part in a joint interview with her then-girlfriend, filmmaker Julie Cypher. Etheridge told Advocate, "On a spiritual level, I believe that confronting the fear of coming out loosened up and freed all other aspects in my life. I just think that when you do that for yourself, when you stand up and say, 'This is what I am,' then good things come to you." Good things did come to Etheridge and Cypher. Cypher gave birth to their 2 children, Bailey Jean and Beckett, via artificial insemination. But at the time, they were not allowed to do the one thing that most couples in love did back then, get married. When she sat down for another interview with Advocate in 2019, Etheridge recalled what life was like for gay people back when she was a youngster. "It was so hard in the 60s and the 70s, so hard. I used to say this 20 years ago when I would do interviews. When I came out 25 years ago, I'd say that my children and my children's children, they're going to go, 'Really?' When I say, 'Yeah, they wouldn't let us get married. They wouldn't let us.' It's going to seem weird to them, and it does." The musician went on to praise the hard work of all the dedicated LGBTQ activists who fought for equality before her. In 2004, Etheridge discovered a lump in her left breast that turned out to be cancer. Doctors removed a 4-centimeter tumor and prescribed a mixture of radiation and chemotherapy, the latter of which pushed the musician to her limits. She told Cancer Connect, "Chemo was tough. Physically, it was the worst thing I've ever been through." Etheridge lost her hair during her treatment, but she wouldn't let that stop her from doing the thing she loved most. She was right in the middle of her treatment when she learned she'd been nominated for another Grammy, so she wasn't sure if she'd be strong enough to make the ceremony. She was, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house when she took to the stage completely bald to belt out a cover of Janis Joplin's Piece of My Heart. Her brave comeback actually inspired part of the original version of India Arie's I Am Not My Hair, a collaboration with Pink. Arie told Billboard that she penned the 3rd verse after watching Etheridge's comeback. Etheridge separated from her longtime partner Julie Cypher in 2000, announcing the split through her record label Island Records. She issued a statement which read in part, "With the utmost of love and respect for one another, we have decided to separate. As committed parents, our top priority continues to be what is in the best interest of our children." 3 years later, Etheridge married actress Tammy Lynn Michaels, who gave her 2 more kids. Michaels had twins in 2006 after the couple decided to use a sperm bank. They went their separate ways in 2010, asking for consideration and respect for their family. They didn't get what they asked for. Etheridge's personal life became fodder for the tabloids, especially when Michaels started slamming her in interviews. The rocker's ex accused her of ruining Christmas for their kids by failing to keep up with her child support payments. Etheridge told the Review, "I try not to pay attention to it. Sometimes, some of the nastier stuff, that hurts, and I'm embarrassed mostly. The singer-songwriter became romantically involved with Nurse Jackie creator Linda Wallem after her divorce, and she was determined not to let any reporters get the inside scoop on her relationship this time around. She said in an interview, "I'm definitely trying to stay out of the press because Linda is a very private person. She was my best friend for 9 years, so it's an interesting relationship."
She's brilliant. She has a brilliant mind. She's such a fan. And we were friends for almost 10 years before it became different.
Yeah.
In May 2020, Etheridge went through trauma that no parent should have to endure. In a heartbreaking Instagram post, the musician and activist revealed that her son, Beckett Cypher, had died of an opioid overdose. Etheridge wrote, "Beckett, who was just 21, struggled to overcome his addiction and finally succumbed to it today. He will be missed by those who loved him, his family, and friends. We struggle with what else we could have done to save him, and in the end, we know he is out of the pain now." After news of Beckett's passing broke, his biological father spoke out. When Etheridge and partner at the time Julie Cypher decided they wanted kids, they turned to friend and rock legend David Crosby. She kept the identity of her children's dad secret for a long time, and Crosby was never directly involved in their upbringing, but he definitely wasn't just some stranger to them. In a now-deleted tweet, one Twitter user suggested that Crosby's only real contribution was his sperm, to which he replied, "Not true." If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration's 24/7 National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP.